What's going on, people? So it's time to knock out one of these quarterly pickup videos, right? Because it's a fresh start to a new quarter. It's what, April 6th now, so a little behind the scheduling on this one. I'd like to get these out earlier, but yeah, whatever. So here's the thing, as I often do, I'm going to start this off talking about the stuff that I bought for other people, right? Which this particular quarter was a little light for whatever reason. So all it was, actually there's a little pun in there, a little play on words if you think about it, because it was the Ultra Boost Light, right? Also the Ultra Boost 23, some people call it that, right? So I picked up a pair for my mom and a pair for my dad. They seemed to be pretty into them from what I heard when they told me about them like a week or two later. So I guess it worked out pretty alright. And those obviously aren't here because they have been sent down there already, though they're coming here today, so maybe I'll see them, I don't know. Maybe I'll see the shoes. I'll obviously see like the parents, right? So whatever, there's videos about them if you care to see like those closer up or whatever, but we're gonna focus on what's here right now because this stuff's like for me. So stock number one. The first thing here, the Cascadia 16. It's a trail shoe, right? I didn't buy these, my aunt bought these for me, right? So there's that. Some kind of yellow and red color, kind of like Hulk Hogan, And also, actually, while I'm thinking about it, so this month, I haven't worn these yet, so I can't really speak on them, but I do like the way they look. But this month, for April, right, there's a lot of shoes that I haven't gotten to because I haven't really, since I don't wear anything until I do the reviews, I was way behind on wearing my stuff or whatever. So, I'm doing all new shoes this month, which brought me to these because I needed a pair of new slides. And I almost bought a pair, but then I was like, oh, well, now I got these, which my aunt sent me at the same time as those Cascadias, those Brookses, right? So I guess these could also have been in the quarterly pickup thing because the box all arrived at the same time. Now this right here is the Ultra Boost Light in Barely Scarlet. It was the first purchase of that style for me, of that model or whatever. And so I would like to get another pair at some point because I feel like a lot of other colors are better than these, but I have no actual complaints about them. I'm just saying I've seen what they have to offer and a lot of them are better than this. Not all of them. I mean, the pairs that I bought for my parents are both better than these, right? But whatever, I just wanted to see if I really even liked them, and since these were like way, way discounted, whatever that discount happened to be, yeah, that's why I got them. Up next, we got a pair of Nikes. This is, yes, the Air Max 1 SC in the Dark Stacko colorway. So there's that right there. It looks pretty cool, right? I actually saw a guy wearing these at work the other day. I was like, oh, those do look pretty cool. Sooner or later, I'll wear my pair, right? So when that happens, I don't know. Maybe it'll be this month. This was one of the reviews, one of the shoes I picked up to review for Air Max month. And I thought about wearing them last month and just didn't quite fit it into the rotation. So here they are, untouched. Dead stock, as the kids like to call it. Which, again, I don't like having a lot of shoes that are not worn. It's just kind of weird, Some people are into that. It's like if you're doing it because like maybe you haven't got around to wearing it because you're waiting on like a certain occasion or whatever and it's going to be later in the year. Okay, sure, whatever. Or if you're holding on to it to trade for something that you want. But if you're just buying stuff with the intent of having it and not wearing it, then it's weird to me. So this right here is the Asics Gel NYC with a little bit of bleach spilled on the top of there, right? I was cleaning the bathroom one day and I bought this stuff and then I noticed the top was all loose and I was like, well, that's not cool. Then I noticed like it had spilled on this and I'm like, well, luckily the shoes were in the box, so that's pretty convenient. Either way, so this right here, this is what held up this video because I was looking for these. Could not find them anywhere. Like I looked at all the places they should have been and some other places. Then I found them in a box with some wrestling figures because I was putting stuff out of the way. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I do remember that. So yeah, the Gel NYC in whatever colorway this is called, I honestly don't know, but yeah, it is on the side of the box. I could look, I'm not going to. So this right here looks really cool to me and they feel really cool to me. So I wouldn't mind having more of these, but again, doubling up on certain models or whatever, I don't really know. And it'll be not impossible, but tough to beat this one. I just know that I wouldn't mind having more of them, So if anything, I'll just live through the parents and I'll buy them some pairs of them. So that way they can share in the experience, Yeah, if you're thinking about getting a pair of gel NYCs, I did a review on it, right? I've reviewed about half of these things so far. So that's one of them that's actually out there. Is this one out there too? What is this? Oh, this comes from Sneaker Politics. So yeah, this is the Air Max Plus Drift Spin. And yeah, this has also been reviewed. This is a heavy shoe. Like, I forgot just how heavy this thing is, especially after looking at these other ones, I guess. But they do look kind of cool. It's got a nice thing to it. And I've seen other colors popping up, right? So again, like I said before, don't jump on them right now. Wait for the colors to come out, wait for the prices to settle, then make your decision. But I think that they're worth buying. But, I mean, who am I, right? Does my opinion matter a whole lot to you? I don't know. I'm just saying, for me, as a random person on the internet that you don't know, I think they're alright. And let's keep this thing moving, right? I still am not a fan of the Air Max 270. Why are these laces not tied? That's a question. So either way, they look okay. I mean, this color, I do really like this colorway, but as a model, it looks fine, I guess, but just wearing them is the thing. And I was supposed to wear these last month too, but it didn't happen. I ended up pulling out a pair of 720s to kind of fill that void or whatever. So maybe you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, these right here, they're here to stay. The 270, they've been going strong since 2018, I believe it was, with no signs of slowing down like the NMD or whatever. It's just one of those ones that just never really clicked for me. Like I said, they get a lot of good colors, so that's kind of what keeps them alive in my opinion. But there's also the fact that like the price point is like pretty low. So that kind of helps with, you know, with people like wanting to buy stuff, because if you see it in a million colors and it's cheap, like why not? And I mean, they're not uncomfortable. I just prefer the comfort of other things. This right here is a pair of Jordan shoes. This is the only, I guess this is the only one for the quarter. And this one didn't even come out this quarter. This is from however long ago, I don't know. It's the pollen ones. Some of you might remember this, right? Got these from StockX because somebody accepted my bid of like $120, and then with fees and shipping, it came out to like $140, I believe. And here we are. So yeah, pretty cool. I do like them. Actually, is this the receipt thing? Yeah, $140.32. So yeah, I wanted them when they came out. It didn't happen, and I was like, oh well, okay, I guess whatever. Because I have a lot of stuff, right? To get worked up over missing out on a thing, that would be foolish. And if anything, I probably just ended up spending that money on concert tickets and wrestling figures. So it was like, whatever. But when I saw that they were all over the StockX and nobody was buying them, then I thought, well, hey, let's do that. And you know, I had a birthday recently, right? So it's kind of like a birthday present to myself. So there's also that piece of it. And now moving along to this, I actually just did the unboxing of these like maybe an hour ago. Did a little live before this because some of these shoes were still in the boxes. I needed them unboxed, and I like to share the unboxing with the world, so one of those mornings with a lot of stuff happening. This is the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 in the steel gray colorway. See, for some reason, I said it perfectly fine that time. I guess when you're saying it slowly, it's just hard to remember all the words. But whatever. These right here, they don't look as good as they did in the pictures on the website. Not bad. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not like offensive or whatever. It's just I thought it was like a different shade of gray that I was going to be a little more into. So whatever. They can't all be winners. I say that all the time, often in Yeezy reviews. But whatever. They're still going to be as comfortable as I would expect, so I'm not going to sit here and complain. A lot of people know what this one right here is, or maybe you don't. It's a pair of blue Big Bubble Air Max 186 OGs, right? So there's that for you. That big old bubble back there, right? I recorded the review. It hasn't made its way out onto the internet just yet, but sooner or later that'll happen. So there's that, and as you see, got that 11 in there, which this is a 9.5 men's, but apparently this was a women's release. Didn't really realize that. And it made sense later. I was wondering why the women's sizes were in front. But it's also not labeled as women's release on the side or on the web page. So I don't know what the deal was with that, but whatever. Not my first time buying some women's shoes. Like, sometimes they get colors that men don't, and I want them, right? And sometimes they get the same colors that men get, but theirs don't sell out. So then it's like, oh, well, I'll just get this one. I had that issue with a pair of Hirachis a while ago. think it was Huaraches. Maybe the had like a yellowish color. Maybe it was like mango and something or other. I don't know. Okay. Moving along, we have these right here. I said it before, I'll say it again just so I can make sure I'm on the record. I do not like shell-toed shoes. I think they look stupid, right? That's just a personal thing, right? Other people are into them, other people aren't. Whatever, don't let my opinion sway yours. I'm not here for that. I don't care what you think, and you shouldn't care what I think. These right here, they got the shell-toe thing going on up top, right? So there's that. The rest of the shoe, you got some green and stuff happening in there. You got a couple extra laces, you know, cool little drawings and stuff on the back, right? So overall, presentation-wise, not bad. It's just that the presentation can't always carry the shoe to make it enough to buy. So you might be asking, like, well, why'd you buy these again? For my mom, right? She's into various things. She'll wear mostly whatever I buy her, though I do still like to put some thought into it. She likes Ninja Turtle stuff to some extent, or at least like probably because it makes her think about me or whatever, and she's a fan of me, so there's that. But she also likes to have different shoes and stuff. You know, she wears them when she goes to work, shows off to her little friends and all that good stuff, right? So it's pretty cool, I guess. Then I hear about it later. And they do have a splinter pair coming up at some point. Same style, just different colors, right? I think it's like a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple, perhaps. Maybe some brown. I don't know. I just know that I didn't care. So let's move on. And this right here is the stone top. I believe I kept saying sand taupe in the video, but whatever. And the also pronunciations of taupe is something that I'm not quite sure of. So that's why I just said it in 3 different ways, if you caught that. This right here, though, it looked better online. It still looks fine in person, but it looked better online. And it does remind me of a lot of things. I'll need to figure that out before I do the actual review and see how I actually feel about them and all that good stuff. But yeah, the Easy 500, never had a pair until right now. So now I get to see what all the fuss is about. But I don't think anybody was really fussing about these, right? Seemed like very much one of those models that just existed and some people bought them, some people didn't, but nobody really talked about them. So, because I mean the 350s, the very certain 700s, right? The foam runner, right? Those are ones that people were all talking about. But that 500, I don't know, man. I don't remember hearing it talked about. And then this right here, a New Balance slide, the Martian, M-R-S-H-N. I'm assuming that's what that means. I don't really know, but here it is anyway. So I needed a pair of New Balance slides because I don't have any. And every now and then I might be wearing New Balance clothing, and it wouldn't be right to be wearing Nike slides or Adidas slides or whatever, now would it? Right? Obviously it's in the privacy of my own home. Nobody would even know, but I would know. These right here, pick these up from End Clothing. One thing that I will pass on to you right now, a lot of people with the sizing and whatnot for slides, they keep it the same between UK and US. New Balance does not. A size 9... one of these is a size 10 in the US, so there's that, right? But whatever. Things happen. So there's that. Let's go ahead and knock the rest of this thing out. And, oh, one thing before I continue. I had told somebody in a comment right here before I was doing this that I was going to tell them what my shoe pickup of the year is for right now. And looking at all the stuff before me, it's got to be the Gel NYC. I can't see it being anything else. Those pollen ones look pretty cool, but moving along, we got this right here. This is the, Adidas, the Nike Air Max DN in Volt, right? So it's one of the newer models, you know, looks all futuristic and kind of weird. Some might even say kind of dumb. And obviously, like, whatever word you want to use to describe these, I can probably see where you're coming from. Like them or love them, or like them or hate them, whatever. I can get it, right? But I'm not going to show that too much, largely because the next box is also a pair of Air Max DNs. So it's just like a different color, right? So there's going to be that. Though this pair is the better pair in some ways because it came with like these cool pink laces that are in the other shoe. But, you know, just take my word for it because, you know, I don't really feel like digging them out. But they make the shoes look a little bit better, and I'm almost wondering, do I want to swap out these laces for those? I do not like changing laces because it's just time consuming and I don't like doing it. But every now and then, every several years it feels like, I'll change a pair of laces. And then we're finishing off with something that is completely not new whatsoever. This is the VaporMax 23. You might remember these from a review I did last May when this model first came out. But they brought out this purple color. I thought it looked pretty cool. Then they hit me with a price drop. Brought these down to about $130 after shipping. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do that, because I wouldn't mind another pair. And then I got them. I was like, oh, these look fine. They do. I like the look. It looks like I expected, but now I don't know if I even want these anymore. You know, I wanted them when I made the order, but I don't know. I'll either keep them or they will find their way to my brother who wears the same size. Same as when I bought those turquoise Air Max 90s, right? Didn't hold on to those. But yeah, so having looked at everything, I'm going to stand by what I said as far as my favorite one of this whole thing being the Asics Gel NYC. And one more time, just because they're worth it, I'll pull those back out, right? Because it's something new, something cool looking, and they're comfortable. Price point was pretty solid. Availability was good. Didn't have to work for them. Just went to the website, the Asics site, and bought them. They check all the boxes that I would want a shoe to check, as far as like the shoe itself and the buying experience and the wearing experience. So yeah, top-notch stuff all around right here. Find a color that works for you and you might like them too. So there we go. There's that. From me to you. Have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. What's next? Oh yeah, it's talking about shoes again. But then I get to talk about wrestling and action figures, and that is the stuff I'm looking forward to. So that's why I saved it for last. Later, people.